Hi, my name is Suzanne Charlebois. Welcome to Kicking Arthritis' Butt. I started this blog, I started a website and a Facebook page a couple years ago when I started researching arthritis for my very own personal needs. And the stuff that I was finding, it was so important that I thought it needed a place to be stored. So let's fast forward 3 years, and here I am. I'm walking, I'm living pain-free. I have full function of all of my fingers, nothing's bending, nothing's crooked. And I had gotten to the point where I couldn't feel my feet from time to time. My walking gait was being affected. My hands were numb. I was dropping all my dishes, breaking all of my dishes. I was living in constant pain, back pain, neck pain, and I was having spasms in my neck that would make me lose control of my right arm, and sometimes the pain would shoot right up into my face. So without dragging on, I'm going to tell you guys what I've done. So there's going to be a bunch of videos I'm going to want you to watch. This is the first one. So welcome to the journey. And I guess you're here because you were all in the same situation. Maybe you've been to the doctor and the doctor wants to send you to a psychologist to help you to accept the pain that you're living in and the reality. That was my truth. I remember sitting in my car crying, going, oh my God, this can't be my life. You know, I'm 45 or 44, whatever it was at the time. And I just was not ready to slow down. So it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you're 20. It doesn't matter if you're 60, 70, 80. The pain that you live with is excruciating, and there is help. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not going to guarantee a cure, but I'm going to tell you what I did and what worked for me. Okay, it's taken me time, it's taken me research and discipline, and it hasn't been an easy journey, but it hasn't been all that hard. And the payoff that I want you to remember is whatever you're giving up, the freedom that you're going to get from having your body back is so worth it. So let's see where we can start. So for me, what happened was I was in bed all the time. I was on my laptop because I couldn't do anything. I was sore all the time. And one day I got a cold. So I took Dayquil, and it didn't work. So I took an antihistamine. And I noticed that my arthritis pain went away. My neck stopped hurting, and I started to feel a little bit better. Now, was it a coincidence? Was it just the cold that was kind of taking over? And I started to do a little research, and I found that I wasn't the only person who had experienced this feeling of relief by taking an antihistamine. So a couple weeks went by, and I tried it again. Only this time I tried it for 2-3 days. And for 2 or 3 days, my pain went away. Try it again. I thought, well, there has to be a connection. And of course, it makes sense. We use the word histamine interchangeably with inflammation. We get them confused. We think that histamine is about an allergy and inflammation is about an infection or an autoimmune disease. But really, it's all the same mechanism. It's your body's autoimmune system trying to defend itself. So what's really going on here when we're taking an antihistamine is that your body is, let's say the antihistamine is releasing histamine that's in your system. And so your natural immune that is already working has an opportunity to go and work somewhere else. Now there's four different kinds of histamine in the body, and they affect different areas of your body. The antihistamine that you're going to take over the counter, like for example, I was taking Loratadine. Other people take Benadryl. I can't remember what that's called now. But anyway, so it's Claritin and Benadryl are the 2 brand names that are most recognizable. So I was taking Claritin 24-hour, and I was having the same result as if I had been taking Benadryl, so which was making me kind of drowsy. So I decided that I was going to try and take Benadryl for the next 30 days and see what happened. So I took Benadryl for the next 30 days, and for the next 30 days, my pain got better and better and better. My mobility got better and better and better and better. So that led me to believe that there's something going on in my system. There's something that I'm consuming, something that I'm doing that's causing this inflammation. And I started to do an elimination diet, and it took a really long time. It took me about 6 months to do a full elimination diet, where I started with just rice, a little bit of juice, and water for about 3 days, and then I would add a component to my food, and then see if there was a reaction. If there was no reaction, I would add another component to my food, and then I'd give myself a break, and I would eat normally, and I would start marking down everything that I had eaten during the day and what my symptoms were. And so after about 6 months, I had learned that more than likely, I had what was called histamine intolerance, which is when histamine builds up in your body from the foods that you eat, and your body can't eliminate them properly. One of the symptoms that is an indication of histamine intolerance is when you scratch your arm and then it goes red. So this can be a hereditary factor. You can already see it going right there. And it'll puff right up. It'll look just like a welt. Okay. Now, not everybody has that who has histamine intolerance. But the main cause of histamine intolerance is an enzyme in your gut that doesn't break down histamine, which is called DAO or DOA. Anyway, you can go and check my blog. It's written out there. And so people who lack this enzyme will often have histamine intolerance. And so the solution is to remove all high histamine foods out of your diet. So sorry for you wine drinkers, that includes wine, sugary foods, seafood, very, very, very high on the list is seafood, and it just so happens that I'm very allergic to seafood. Nuts, so I eliminated all the nuts from my diet. So, and strong cheeses and cured meats and anything that had, strange dyes and stuff like that. So I really, really cleaned out my diet, and it took a long time because we're addicted to our food. But you can do it, and you'll notice that with every cleaner day that you eat, the better you will feel. And the better you feel, you'll think, oh, you know what, maybe I can handle a little glass of wine, or maybe I can handle this. And then the arthritis will come back in, the pain will come back in. And so what'll happen is eventually it'll be no big deal for you to just eliminate that stuff completely. I never think about peanut butter. I used to eat peanut butter almost every day of my life, and I used to have migraine headaches. I no longer have migraine headaches. I no longer have arthritis. So just to recap, you want to look at taking an antihistamine and seeing if it helps to relieve some of your pain. So the two brand names would be Claritin and Benadryl. So next would be to go on an elimination diet. My first place that I would recommend that you start is to remove all high histamine foods from your diet. This will alleviate some of the stress on your immune system and allow your body to work a little bit better. And drink plenty of water. Help flush out your toxins, because as you go through your elimination diet, your body is going to start to want to eliminate some of those toxins, and you can have some toxic effect, in terms of the lymphatic system draining things out. So drinking lots of water, doing a little bit of exercise regularly throughout the day, getting up, moving around. You don't have to go out and do a full-on, 45-minute cardio every day, but certainly go out and move, get your heart racing, get things moving, and help eliminate that kind of stuff. And you should start to see some results. Good luck.